Hi. Today I'm doing a marathon. We're watching every single freaking koffinated school mystery short that I know of.
Don't go knocking at the toilet stalls in school. They say that the third stall of the third floor bathroom hides the ghost of a little girl named Hanako. It's a mystery as to how she passed, as some say she was a victim of bullying and others say she was a victim of war. If you decide to check and ask her if she's there, hope she doesn't answer, as the best case scenario you encounter is a creepy apparition, but there is a chance Hanako-san might personally drag you into hell through what's apparently a convenient entrance, the toilet. So unless you really gotta go, then don't go knocking at the toilet stalls in school.
You should probably avoid the school mirrors. If you go up to any mirrors on campus, you'd see nothing but your own reflection most of the time. However, some say that if you happen to glance at one at exactly 4:44 in the afternoon, you might just get a glimpse of the future, specifically, of course, of the moment you're about to pass. No specific dates or locations are said to be given, literally just the incident itself. But they say, if nothing out of the ordinary shows up, you should be concerned. If all you see is yourself looking back at you, just like a normal reflection, you may just get spirited away at that instant, fulfilling the prophecy then and there. So unless you want to see it for yourself, you should probably avoid the school mirrors.
How many more? We've got like... Oh my freaking god!
You'd probably want to forget this. Have you ever dreamt of being in a strange school? Well, a boy named Kate did, finding himself wandering an empty, endless hallway. As he searched for an exit, the school bell rang, and the sound of loud stomping started to race towards him. He hid in room 108. Searching for a way out, he found a key to a possible exit and waited till things fell silent outside. He carefully stepped out of the room to find the exit, but as he ran towards it, he heard something. Behind him was a ball of limbs, heads, and torsos from what looked like students dancing towards him. In shock, he tripped, never making it to the exit. They say he's still in a coma, forever trapped in an endless dream within that school. So unless you want to end up like Kay, you'd probably want to forget this.
Okay.
You probably shouldn't go to school at night. You know that anatomy model in the science room? Or even the complete skeleton?
Yeah, like from White Day where that thing is alive? Like in White Day where the anatomy model is alive? Is it gonna be like White Day? Is this gonna have the twist like freaking White Day? Hey, where the anatomy model is actually alive? Or is it gonna be like an actual person that someone cut up to make an anatomy model and sold it to some unsuspecting school?
Replica that's there as well. You know, they say that some of these laying around schools and... You probably shouldn't go to school at night. You know that anatomy model in the science room? Or even the complete skeleton replica that's there as well?
Oh, yeah.
You know, they say that some of these laying around schools in Japan are over 100 years old. The problem is that back in the early 1900s, well-made replicas weren't cheap. But the government made it so that every school needed it. Known as Jintai Mokkei and Kokaku Mokkei, respectively. Some schools took it upon themselves to deal with shadier merchants who may or may not have sold
real humans they cut up to make anatomy models out of?
let's just say more organically sourced products. This is why they say
Okay, yep, those shady dealers just cut people up, made them into anatomy models and sold them to unsuspecting schools.
if you find yourself in a school late at night, you may catch a glimpse of these more authentic figures roaming around the halls at night, looking for their replacements. Either way, You probably should.
Oh yeah, from like Misao. Oh yeah. Kind of like the game Misao, that one death where you go to sleep in the bed and in the hospital room that's next to the anatomy model, and all of a sudden in the middle of the night it comes to life and makes you its replacement. You've got to be kidding me! My God, this is a pain to do.
Computer viruses aren't the only thing.
Wait, what the? No! Ah! What the fudge? What the fudge? Koffinated. The only reason I found this, I decided to do this video because I just searched up picture on the internet and I was like, what the fudge? Like for those two things. And I decided to watch the normal video because like, there's no way I'm watching those weird fudge videos on YouTube. Trying to... What? Hachiseka-sama. Hachiseko-sama. If you ever hear a po, get the fudge out of there because it's the Hachiseko-sama. The fudge of these made up PNG.
Computer viruses aren't the only thing you should be worried about in school.
Like spirits with TVNs in the computer room?
Rumor has it that whenever you pass by the computer room lab in the hallway and there's no one around, you may get a glimpse of a young boy illuminated by a screen within the darkness of the room. They say that a child once hid inside, only for the room to be locked up for the summer. With no one to let him out, he unfortunately gave in to dehydration, only to be found during the next semester. Now, if you decide to go into the room to check in on this boy, he may just lock you in to join him for the rest of eternity. This is why computer viruses aren't the only thing you should be worried about in school.
Alright, time for the next one.
You should never forget your headphones when you go to school. They say that at night, when the school halls are empty and the classrooms are vacant, you might hear a faint tune echoing through the building. If you follow it, the melody becomes clearer. Likewise, it becomes sadder. When you find the source of the sound, you'll find yourself in the music room. If you peer through the small crack of the door, you may find a young lady, melancholically playing the notes as she stares back at you before fading away. If you ever meet this phantom pianist, expect a tragedy to befall upon you soon. This is why you should never forget your headphones when you go to school. They say...
Holy fudge, there's so many! But, wait a minute. Oh. Wait, what? The fuck is that? Oh, they made Trevor Henderson videos? What the heck is that?
Koffinated SCP file. Koffinated folklore.
Oh. I'll watch that when I'm done with the stuff. Shit. Right, which one were we on?
There
Are there ever 7?
are only 6 school mysteries. Where did you hear about the school's haunted tales? Who told you there were 7? Keep quiet. There are only 6. Only 6 mysteries. At least 6 confirmed ones. I guess it's alright to tell you now. I mean, you're not in school, are you? Well, there are 7 school mysteries. The 7th being itself. What do you mean you don't follow? The 7th mystery is the 7th mystery itself.
What?
No one really knows what it is. Not even the principal herself. And they say that if you do find out, tragedy will befall upon the school. So don't go snooping around for it, okay? And if anyone asks, there are only 6 school mysteries.
So wait. The 7th mystery is the mystery itself? Oh wait, the 7th mystery is what the fudge is the 7th mystery. Oh wait, I get it. The 7th mystery of the school is what the fudge is the 7th mystery. That's what the 7th mystery is.
Third
no.
blossoms are to die for. Rumor has
Oh crap. That is it. There are only 6.
Their blossoms are to die for. Rumor has it that one of the cherry blossoms on campus holds a secret buried deep beneath the surface. In order to get to the root of things, you need to watch the petals blossom into a vibrant crimson color, deeper than any cherry blossom you've ever seen. Why is that, you ask? Well, they say there may be a body buried underneath the tree, and that it gets its sole sustenance from the poor victim's blood. But do you have the guts to unearth the truth? So you should probably stay clear of these trees, because their blossoms are to die for.
You have got to be fudging kidding me! Frick. The heck?
You heard
Scratching? What scratching? What scratching? Scratching? She will simply hand you a disembodied leg? What? She will simply hand you a disembodied leg. What? Okay. What the fuck? Why is her hand coming out of the toilet? What?
Don't look at the statue. I mean, sure, it looks like a regular statue of Ninomiya Kinjiro, one of Japan's most famous scholars, but his statue is said to come to life at night, monitoring the outskirts of the school while reading a book. Don't try to look at what he's reading. If he ever notices you, he might pull a prank on you. Some say it could be harmless, like tripping you over. Others could have sworn that he's armed with a katana. Don't try to look for the katana. They say that even just staring at the logs on his back could trigger him. So whatever you do, don't look at the statue.
Watch your step now. Weren't there 12 steps going upstairs?
Were there 13? Oh no! It's the bad number! It's the bad number! It's the bad number! It's the bad number!
There are 13 right now. At least, that's what it looks like. I heard that something like this happens at 4 p.m. Or was it 6 p.m.? Either way, there's no real telling on what will happen if we climb up these stairs right now. Some say we might get cursed. What kind? I'm not sure. I mean, who knows? You could fail your classes, you could get expelled, or worse. What's worse than that? Well, I'm not sure if anyone's ever come back to tell the tale. Well, take care of where you're heading. You better watch your step now. We're in-
Your time is almost up. Do you ever hang around school after class ends? Have you ever noticed anything strange? Why? Well, they say if you stay at school until 4:44 p.m., strange things start to occur. Some say that the mirrors all around turn into gateways leading to another world. Others say that there are things that lurk in the school that will drag you there if they find you. Either way, you'll get isekai if you find yourself in the wrong place.
Creepy man on the clock!
At this exact time. They say it doesn't even have to be at exactly 4:44 p.m. Have you ever noticed that the clock reflected on the mirror looks oddly familiar at 7:16? Even so, you should probably head home now. Your time is almost.
You better plug your ears. Did something sound off with the last broadcast? Didn't the announcement sound a little too staticky? And isn't that the AV club outside who's supposed to be doing the broadcast? I wonder if it's him. What do you mean, who's him? Well, rumor has it that a couple years back, a member of the AV club went missing in school. No body was ever found, but they say that when the other club members start to goof off, he does their job for them. However, if you go inside the AV room while it happens, some say you'll find nothing. Others say you'll find pure madness. Best not to look into it. And you better plug your ears.
Okie dokie.
Going to this toilet should be your number 2 priority. You know those futuristic toilets with the built-in digital bidet and heater? Well, they say that our school has something similar, but of the paranormal variety. They say that a certain stall at a certain toilet on a certain floor in the school, honestly, no one's been brave enough to say which one, has one. They say if you take too long, you may feel a stroke of concern from a certain someone. What do you mean?
What?
Well, allegedly, a blue hand will come out of the toilet to touch your butt. Wiping it is still up for debate though. Either way, going to this...
What the fudge? What the fudge? What the fudge? Why does the spiritual entity want to touch other people's booties?
Going to...
Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7.
She's already behind you.
Taka! I've heard this one before.
You know that nearby train station we take to school every day? They say a tragedy occurred there where a student from our school got caught on the train tracks during a long winter night. She was run over by a speeding train, splitting her in half, but the freezing rail tracks sadistically prolonged her agony until she was found the next morning. Why she was there is still up for debate, but one thing's for certain. She's out for revenge. Once the sun is set and you're all alone, if you hear the sound teke teke, you'll know she's near. And even if you hear it from far away, there's no point in running. She's already behind.
She's so freaking fast. I've heard the legends so many different times of Take. If you ever hear the no wait, that's not the sound. If you ever hear this sound, it's already too late. The teke is near. Because if you ever hear this sound at night, that means that the teke is here, is already there. But there's no point in running because she's too fast.
What's up at the 4th floor? What do you mean there isn't one?
It's in Japanese culture, 4 is like the number 13. In Japanese culture, the number 4 is bad. It's basically Japan's version of the number 13. Oh, 4 is bad.
There's not a staircase leading up to it on the way here. I mean, I guess from the outside it looks like the building only has 3 floors, but wouldn't those stairs lead up to the roof? What do you mean the roof's off limits? So you're telling me the staircase shouldn't be there, and I'll disappear if I go up there. Isn't that just a scary story? Scaredy cat. Come up and join me, cause I wanna know. What's up at the 4th floor?
What do you mean 4th floor?
Who's that crying in the art room? I just checked and there's no one there. The only thing I saw was a clay bust of a boy, though. It's weird. It's a little damp. Is there a leak? It almost looked like there was water underneath the bust's size, like it was crying. Didn't they say that the kid who made it got into an accident after he finished making it? You think it's him inside the art room? Or maybe the bust itself is crying for its creator, because he'll probably never see him again. Tragic. I guess there's no point in asking, who's that crying in the art room?
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You better know how to swim. One kid didn't. A couple years back. You better know how to swim. One kid didn't. A couple years back, there was a kid who was being bullied, and the upperclassmen.
Wait.
You better know how to swim.
No.
One kid didn't. A couple years back, there was a kid who was being bullied, and the upperclassmen who made fun of him decided to throw him into the pool as a joke. However, it was all but harmless. They say his angered spirit lurks in the waters, waiting for a student to drag in. Getting away will be a struggle. They say if you manage to make it out, you'll find a red hand mark where you felt the cramp in the first place. How you get away from something like that? Well, you better know how to swim.
Don't forget your books in school. Why? Because it's bad etiquette, of course. That, and you might be surprised to see that there's a class going on in the later hours of the evening, the midnight class. They say that the students and teachers who died before graduation gather in classrooms when the sun is down and no one is around to continue what they'd been doing in life. If you happen to stumble into one, you'd be compelled to join them, forever enrolling amongst those in the grave. To avoid going there for your first night, don't forget your books in school.
Don't go into the gymnasium. Why? There's no one in there. Ignore the dribbling sound. That's not a student, nor is it a... Don't go into the gymnasium. Why? There's no one in there. Ignore the dribbling sound. That's not a student, nor is it a ball. Well, a couple years back, the basketball team started bullying a newbie until one day he became unresponsive. The team... Don't go into the gymnasium. Why? There's no one in there. Ignore the dribbling sound. That's not a student, nor is it a ball. Well, a couple years back, the basketball team started bullying a newbie until one day he became unresponsive. The team tried to hide the body, but they couldn't fit him in the bag. So they chopped off his head and threw the bag somewhere in the gymnasium. However, one by one, the members went insane, eventually confessing to their crime, citing that they were haunted by the spirit of the kid who was still said to be playing basketball in the gymnasium using only his head. So unless you want to end up like the team, don't go into the gymnasium. Why?
Because of the ghost of the headless kid.
Did his eyes just move?
Did the Beethoven portrait move? Wait, I thought that was supposed to be like the girl from White, the locker woman. I thought that was supposed to be like the locker woman from White Day. Now I see it's a portrait of Beethoven with the hands coming out.
Did his eyes just move? Whose eyes? You know, the Did his eyes just move? Whose eyes? You know, the portrait of renowned 18th century German composer and musician Ludwig van Beethoven. They say that during the day he keeps a watch out for troublemakers who go into the music room, casting his gaze all over class, ever so subtly to remember their faces. And if he ever catches them after hours, they say he'll lunge out of the painting to scream at them, traumatizing them enough to do better in school. Wait, didn't you get told off for chewing gum in class earlier? And did his eyes just move?
The ghost that SOS. The ghost that traumatized an entire school.
Red or blue? That's what the...
It's Akamanto. It's the Akamanto. The spirit of the robed person that will ask. Red or blue paper. If you ask blue, it'll choke you out. If you tell him it red, he'll cut your body to make your body red. And if you ask for any other color paper, you'll be dragged to heck itself.
Masked man will ask you if you go to the fourth stall on the fourth floor bathroom. He'll present you with 2 toilet papers corresponding with the colors, and you'll find yourself with no other option. Crap. They say if you choose blue, he'll drown you on the spot, whereas if you choose red, he'll bleed you dry. The best course of action is to just tell him, no, thank you, but you'll probably have to walk out having not wiped. If that's not your speed, however, you can always go back to the Aquamanto, and he'll offer you red or blue. That's what the...
And if you ask for any other color, and if you say any other color, he'll drag you to heck itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Do you want to play the game? You know they say that playing hide and seek in the campus after school... Do you want to play the game? You know they say that playing hide and seek in the campus after school is the prime time for it. Why? Because the stakes are higher whenever students play it at this time. Supposedly, at least one of them will never be found, no matter how much you try to seek. Even with the help of teachers or even the police, they will never be found again. Where did they go? Well, some say they got kidnapped, others say they got taken by spirits. But all I know is you'll never catch me asking, do you want to play the game? You know?
Alright, I'm gonna go get a lollipop. I'm gonna go get a Tootsie Pop.
Help me look for this book. It's not your typical textbook, and nobody really knows who wrote it or where it came from, but I heard that if you go to the library at exactly 4 p.m., you may get a chance to find it. There's no specific shelf, there's no specific category, but they say that if you ever find the book, you'll learn the history and future of any given person in school. It's sort of log of everyone who has ever attended here, past, present, and future. Who knows what kind of things we'll get to learn from it. I mean, who cares if you get cursed? Just help me look for this book.
I think I lost my apron. It was my favorite apron, too. Last I saw it, it was in the home economics room where we had cooking class. I decided to head back there before the school closed, and the school was already empty. That is, of course, until I got to the room. Deep in the darkest part of the room was a student, chopping up his own hand. He looked at me and smiled. "Put your hand out," before a knife flew across the room, almost piercing through me. So I ran and left everything. And if anyone asks, I'll just say, I think I lost my apron.
Yep, nope.
What did you see? When you went into the gymnasium, did you feel dizzy? Are you having hallucinations? Rumor has it that if you go to the gymnasium when there's no one around, you may experience this, giving you the ability to tell the future. When the sensation kicks in, turn around, as you may see someone behind you. They say if you see a young child, you might get a small injury within the week. You might get a small injury within the next week or so, but if you see an older man, you might get into a major accident within the next year. And that's why I'm asking, what did you see? When you went to the...
Wanna go see the nurse? No, not the one in an infirmary. The one that lurks. Wanna go see the nurse? No, not the one in an infirmary. The one that lurks around after school, pushing an empty wheelchair. They say she was in active duty when the school was turned into a medical facility during the war, and she tried to take care of as many people as she could before tragedy struck. It is said that her spirit still lurks in the school grounds, looking for her next patient. And if she sees you, she won't rest until you've met your appointment. Oh, what's that? You don't want to go because you're feeling sick? Do you want to go see the nurse?
Oh, no thanks. I'm not feeling sick at all.
Did you hear that? I thought I heard the school bell. I guess studying for finals is making me lose my mind. Huh. What do you mean I should be careful? Could you really go insane if you heard the bell at night? I mean, I've also kind of been hearing it even when I'm not at school. What happened to the last person who heard it? What do you mean he was never heard from again? It can't be a ghost, can it? Either way, I'm sure it's just my imagination. I'm probably just tired. Did you hear that? I thought I heard the school.
The school is a battle. The school is a battleground.
I know this.
The school is a battleground. I don't mean because of the extra math homework. The land that the campus is built on was once the site of a major conflict during the war. Hundreds lost their lives on the very ground we stand on. After everything cleared, they built the school here, in memory of the fallen. But if you stay here too long, you may start to hear the echoes of marching men reenacting the very event they perished in. You may even get caught in the middle of it, getting a chance to join in permanently, because the school is a battleground.
Boy!
Damn, boy. I am absolutely.
Do you have anything purple? If you don't, you probably shouldn't go into the toilet. It is 3 o'clock after all. Where's Saki Baba's hour? You know, the purple lady? They say she wears a purple kimono with purple.
Oh wait, I need to go put something in. I'll make a reaction video after I'm done with this.
Do you have anything purple? If you don't, you probably shouldn't go into the toilet. It is 3 o'clock after all. Where's Saki Baba's hour? You know, the purple lady? They say she wears a purple kimono with purple accessories, and she'll appear in the mirror to ask you to show her her favorite color. If you pull out something she likes, she'll leave you alone. But if you don't, she'll jump out of the mirror to eat your liver and leave you there all purple. Now, before you go in, let me ask you, do you have anything purple?
No, except my shirt, but I'm not giving that to the spooky ghost. Bobble-headed girl.
Did you just see that bobble-headed girl outside? The one that just ran across the window?
What do you mean?
She was just staring at us during our club meeting. She seemed a little amused before running away. I talked to the guys in the drama club next door, and they said the same thing. Didn't the basketball team say something about this last week? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but the fact that we're on the 3rd floor is almost as weird as her overly large...
The what? The what? I was like, oh, that's not really that weird. But when the lady said, I mean, we're on the 3rd floor. I just went, what?
Head. Wait, what's that? Did you just see that bobble-headed girl out? Are you ready to go in? I'm surprised they allowed the class to hold a haunted house.
Wait.
Are you ready to go in? I'm surprised they allowed the class to hold a haunted house attraction. Don't you know? One of the students dressed up as a ghost accidentally summoned and got possessed by a spirit. School is built above a cemetery after all, and ever since then, the faculty decided to ban these haunted houses during school festivals, so they wouldn't attract any wandering spirits from under the campus grounds. Well, that incident happened years ago, so I guess they don't think it's a problem anymore? Hey, are you feeling alright? You look kind of out of it, so... Are you ready to go in? I'm surprised they allowed the class.
Holy crap! Seriously, what's up with anyone has a body leg?
Don't open that door.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Don't open that door. The room's empty. There's no one there but darkness and malice. Story goes that a horrible teacher once locked the child in there as a form of punishment. The thing is, the child was afraid of the dark, and with the room not having any light source, nor a way out, they were found to have choked on their own vomit. Distraught, after the teacher was fired, he allegedly took his own life in the same room, but no one knows how he got in there. They say that every once in a while, you will hear knocking from the other side of that door. If you ever answer it, you too will be found, much like the child and his teacher. Don't open that door.
You're joining the occult club? What do you mean? We haven't had one of those in forever. I think some teachers talked about the last time the club was active. It was around the 70s, but they had to disband because the members kept disappearing somehow. I mean, apparently even the supervisor of the club wasn't even listed in any school records. Rumors started that the club didn't even exist in the first place, and if you were to join in, you'll find yourself in a world where it does. Just not ours. So let me ask again, are you sure that you're joining the occult club?
let's go before the gate closes. It's not that we're gonna get in trouble, the adults are. A few years ago, there was a heavy case of bullying that a lot of teachers ignored until the student ended things tragically. This was still ignored, but when it was their homeroom teacher's turn to close the gate, let's go before the gate closes. It's not that we're gonna get in trouble, the adults are. A few years ago, there was a heavy case of bullying that a lot of teachers ignored until the student ended things tragically. This was still ignored, but when it was their homeroom teacher's turn to close the gate, the student's spirit appeared, frightened. He shut the gate, angering her enough to curse the school that she'd always return at this very hour. Ever since then, all the adults agreed to always shut her out. So come on, let's go before the gate closes. This will send your skin crawling. Did you know that Christmas trees in Ukraine are decorated with spider webs? These webs are said to bring good luck and fortune.
Oh, good luck and fortune, okay.
Ignore the dancing man outside. Yeah.
The what?
Ignore the dancing man outside. Yes, the one with the hat. That's a keychain. We don't know who he is or what he wants. Apparently he broke into the school once and chased down a student. The student hid until a teacher reassured him that it was safe, but when he peered out, it was all but. He saw the teacher next to a keychain, both grinning ear to ear, with their heads tilted at an inhuman angle. He managed to get away, running to the staff room only to see the same teacher working there with no clue about what he was talking about. Ever since then, everyone's been saying, ignore the dancing man outside.
Oh. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait. She will simply hand you disembodied lick. Surprised to see E7 instead. Her long black hair covering most of Blue's body as she limped. They may not even be from this world at all. She had the same thing and handed some. Thing is, I kind of feel bad for him. If there was someone waiting on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Do you have legs? This is what Ashiyuri Obachan will ask you, or the foot seller grandma.
What?
Do you have legs? This is what Ashiyuri Obachan will ask you, or the foot seller grandma. She's said to be seen around when classes end, carrying around a large furoshiki bag. She'll ask you that question. From her name alone, you can guess what's next. If you say you have legs, she will simply hand you a disembodied leg. Nothing more, nothing less. If you decide to lie and say you don't have any, but you do, she'll proceed to harvest your leg. I mean, I guess you'll have to ask her next client for it back, asking them, you have legs? This is what...
There are 8 people in the library painting, right? You know, the one hanging above the librarian's desk. I thought so. Well, they say if you ever go there around 4 p.m., you'll be surprised to see 7 instead. One of them apparently likes to come out of the painting at this time to roam around the school freely. Thing is, they'd have to come back before the day starts again. Although, if they ever find you roaming the school after hours with them, they might just throw you in the painting to replace them for good, keeping the painting at 8. There are 8 people in the library painting, right?
Yes. One of them definitely doesn't come out at night.
Do you know Hikiko-san? She was a student here and was the target of bullying. Even her home life wasn't that great, as her parents weren't the best people. Apparently things got really out of hand and it didn't end well for her. No one knows for certain what happened, but the last time anyone apparently saw her was around the school. Her long black hair covered most of her bruised body as she limped, dragging what looked like one of her bullies' bodies.
Oh.
They say if you ever see her, you may end up being the one dragged yourself. What's with all this? We'll see that girl over there? Do you know Hikiko-san? She was...
Don't answer that. I know those payphones have been at the school for who knows how long, but nobody ever uses it. Why do I bring this up? Think about it. If no one ever uses it, why would someone be calling back? This happens from time to time. normally when no one's around, but they say that the person on the other side may not even be human. They might not even be from this world at all. The call is coming from the other side. Allegedly, if you do answer it, they'll ask you to join them there, reserving a call especially for you. So whatever you do, don't answer that. I know those.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Just ignore the voice. I know they're asking for toilet paper. Just ignore the voice. I know they're asking for toilet paper, but listen carefully. They're not asking for toilet paper. They're asking for your hair. Apparently this happened to an upperclassman not long ago. She heard the same thing and handed some. Despite this, the voice kept asking. At a certain point, her scalp started to hurt until she realized what the voice was really saying. She pushed the stall door open to see who was in there, but it was empty. All she found was her own hair stuffed into the toilet bowl, ripped straight from her scalp. That's why you should just ignore the voice.
Are you...
Access to the roof is bad. I know you saw someone there, but he's not what you think. Yes, there's a child there. People have seen him, but you shouldn't go up there. Obviously, he's a ghost, and obviously, you may become his permanent playmate if you go up there. Thing is, I kind of feel bad for him. Stories vary on how he passed, but all agree it resulted from playing on the roof. Now he tries his best to catch anyone's attention, to get the chance to play with someone again. I personally think all he wants is a friend and means no harm, but access to the roof is bad.
I didn't write that. That was written there before I even came to class. I can't really read what's there either, but apparently the class rep stayed behind one afternoon to see the identity of the supposed prankster. Thing is, the text just started appearing on the chalkboard as if there was someone writing on it. The chalk was just moving. Before she could run, the rep apparently saw a girl with our uniform scribbling on the board through the class TV's reflection, but no one was there. No one believes her story, of course, but all I know is I didn't write that.
You didn't? You did it. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You heard scratching from the dark room. I mean, nobody really uses it but the photography club, but even they're kind of scared of that place. It's all damp and dark, and the red light in there doesn't do it any justice. There was that accident too. You didn't hear? Apparently the first photography club had a lot of photos to develop at the end of the school year, but one of the security guards thought it was empty because of how dark it was, locking it up for the summer. Nobody heard from the students until they were found decomposing the following semester, so it must be them calling for help if you heard scratching.
Oh no.
Kokuri-san, it's not any specific person. It's kind of an animal spirit that you summon through a game, much like a Ouija board with a coin. You may
Oh man, it does. The Tootsie Pop thing doesn't work.
You know, Kokuri-san, it's not any specific person. It's kind of an animal spirit that you summon through a game, much like a Ouija board with a coin. You may either summon a teacher or a trickster spirit. It's not worth it though. I heard someone from the other class tried it out, but she started to go into a seizure. But even after medical assistance, nothing worked. Only after they met with a medium did they find out that the spirit they summoned actually used her as a conduit. Since then, the game was banned and nobody dares play it anymore. That's why I ask you. Do you know, Kokuri-san, it's not any specific person.
Wait a minute. Call for help if that's why I ask you. That's why you should. Which is why you shouldn't be asking. So unless you know how to paint. 1, 2, 3, 6. 2, please.
be on your guard. As the sun sets and the shadows grow long at 4 p.m., beware of the haunting figure of Yoji Baba. She is said to be covered in blood with clear glazed eyes, pushing a pram full of bones, stalking the hallways after school. She preys on unsuspecting students, with some saying that she drags them into the depths of the shadows, never to be seen again. Others, however, say she may paralyze you before leaving you locked away in a dark and musty bathroom. That's why you should be on your guard.
We got.
Enter at your own risk. Rumor has it that the old school building appears out of nowhere in the middle of the night. It looks the same to how it did before the new building was erected, old and falling apart. Classes are held in empty rooms, playground equipment moved without wind, and spirits continue to operate everything as if it was a regular school. They say that if you ever see it, you'll be drawn to the building. And if you ever try to leave, hands will begin to reach out from the courtyard to drag you back in, which is why you should enter
At your own risk.
Why is this school so haunted? You may have asked this given all the stories you've been hearing, but rumor has it that the school is actually built over an old burial ground. They say that the government bought the land of a temple containing multiple tombs.
What the fuck is this freaking weirdo video? What the fuck is that face?
For the school, but despite the reassurance of movement, they just left the bones and bodies where they were. This is why you may see souls roaming at night, looking for the final resting place they were robbed from. This is also why the mysteries within the school may have become a thing. And this is also why you may be asking, why is this school so haunted? You may have asked this given all the stories you've been hearing, but rumor has it that the school is actually built over an old burial ground. They say that the government bought the land of a temple containing multiple tombs for the school, but despite the reassurance of movement, they just left the bones and bodies where they were. This is why you...
Oh, they're like, oh, there's bones and bodies of the dead? Well, just leave them there. Who cares? Yeah, it's not like their spirits are gonna come out of the ground and we're gonna find a resting place around from because we built this school over a freaking old burial ground.
Don't mess with the painting. If you dare to visit it at night, you may see the ghost of a student hard at work. They say that he passed away before the annual art contest, but returned to the school to finish his masterpiece. Each night, the painting becomes more and more detailed until the end of the semester when it's finally complete. But it doesn't end there. A new painting appears the next year, starting the process all over again. Some say that if you bother him, you'll be cursed to paint endlessly yourself. So unless you know how to paint, don't mess with the painting.
Oh.
The red shoes, the red gloves, or the red hat. These are the articles of clothing you may find around the school. They say if you wear them, someone will come and cut your feet, hands, or head. There was a student at school that offed herself after getting into an accident, losing her feet, hands, and disfiguring her face. This drove her father insane, leaving her red shoes, red gloves, and red hat around the school to look for who can fit them to replace his daughter's missing parts. Now, which one are you wearing? The red shoes, the red gloves, or the...
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Psycho freaking killer.
My school had bloody fountains. A vengeful spirit is said to haunt my old...
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wish it could appear we saw something new to this day. So a great meal, but sunny winter. So they always constantly no cover. And that's why.
My school had bloody fountains. A vengeful spirit is said to haunt my old elementary school. The ghost, a former student from one of the first batches, is said to be seeking something lost to time. At first, she appeared as a trail of bloodied footprints coming out of nowhere, but soon manifests as a blood-soaked figure while the drinking fountains begin to flow red. If you stand in her way, she may drag you into the bloody depths, and the only way to escape her is to run out of the school. Thing is, the entrance is guarded by a water fountain, where she could appear, and that's why My school had bloody fountains. A vengeful spirit is said to
We don't have that many left. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 left.
I'm afraid of kaleidoscopes. A
Why?
mysterious market stall in my old school sold special kaleidoscopes that showed nothing. I'm afraid of kaleidoscopes. A mysterious
Why?
market stall in my old school sold special kaleidoscopes that showed nothing but an explorable endless white void, with everywhere you go being the same, yet subtly different. My friends and I brought them to the classroom where we saw something new, a face peering at us from the wall.
Ew.
It began to cry blood and flooded the void, freaking us out. Our teacher checked up on us, but after taking a look himself, he confiscated them without explanation. Later, we searched for them in his desk, only to discover that they were gone. We never saw them or the stall again, but that's why I'm afraid of kaleidoscopes.
Oh.
I never saw my friend again.
Wait, what did you say?
I never saw my friend again. There's an old abandoned butcher shop near my old school that is rumored to be haunted by the former owner. One night, a student who stayed late to finish a project disappeared without a trace. The teachers claimed that he had moved to another town to calm everyone, but it seemed unlikely as he never mentioned it before. Some say the old butcher took him, and if you want to see the student again, all you need to do is to look at the fresh meat hanging behind the shop's front window. To this day, I avoid that place and I never saw my friend again.
Well, that kind of sounds like a you problem. Well, that kind of sounds like a you problem because I don't go to Japan.
Stay clear.
Koffinated creepypastas.
I'd stay clear of the cafeteria. There's a rumor at my old school that the cafeteria food is radioactive. The orange juice is said to glow unnaturally, and the fruit cups are so sweet that they kill flies on contact. No one knows where the meat came from. Despite all this, the food is still...
Oh, the meat might have came from people.
very much bussin', comparable to a high-end buffet. Thing is, some claim that eating too much of the food may make you sick, or even make you grow an extra limb or two, or that you may end up as part of the menu. Despite all this, it was still a great meal, but I'd stay clear of the cafeteria.
The cafeteria.
Never get in the wrong school bus. They say if you accidentally get on it, you'll be erased from existence. No one knows which bus it is. Not even the teachers know about it, but the students say it's a one-way ticket to the afterlife. They say that if you ride it, you'll be forgotten by everyone in the school, as if you never existed. Thing is, with the amount of buses awaiting you, it would be hard not to get into the wrong one. I mean, even I have done so a few times. A quick tip, just be mindful of which one you enter and never get in the wrong school bus. Keep an eye out for the demon bulls. They say if you wander too close to my old school's road at night, you risk being trampled by a horde of demon bulls.
The what?
These black bovines are said to be made of shadows with glowing red eyes. No one knows where they came from, but their ominous roars can be heard echoing through the night. If you're unlucky enough to spot one at a distance, it's said that they'll relentlessly pursue you, chasing you